Hey, welcome to your day off. My name is Corey, and I am the host of this here podcast. Hey, listen, today I am co-hosting with my friend Miss Gabby Bach. Gabby, man, welcome back to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me back. It's exciting to be back.
And we get to hang out this weekend.
Yes, I'm so excited. I look forward to Mariah's Beauty Gives Back event every year because it's just always so fun. Like the first year was really great. I mean, we had met previously, but I still felt like so new to the industry and I was sort of meeting everyone. And last year was great because I recently sort of was in a new role, got to see a whole bunch of friends again and was like really excited about all the things that were coming. And now it'll be fun to get to see
That's
everyone.
what's really cool about Beauty Gives Back, at least like from our end of it, meaning those that are like on the stage and using on the stage there, is that it's such a great networking thing. Like you said, like we had met before, but it was literally on the floor at ABS. It was kind of like almost like a drive-by introductions. We actually got to spend the day together, at Beauty Gives Back, with pretty much everybody that was in the room there. That's why it's a valuable event for me in that sense. Of course, we get to give money to students and help with the fundraiser, which is always like rewarding in its own sense. But like on a personal level, it's really cool to like have the time to bond, to chat, to talk, and all that good stuff. Just to hang.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And that was actually fun thing is that at the event last year, that was kind of when we first started talking about doing this podcast together, like us collaborating. And so I'm always like really grateful too that event opened up like that window for a conversation because I've had so much fun doing these episodes and getting to chat and do everything. It's been the highlight of the year for me for sure.
Well, I appreciate that, but I love this industry, so it's very cool to kind of like be able to talk industry stuff or not industry stuff, as most of the conversations tend to go. But, at least we can have the conversations. I love that, and thank you so much for doing this year. I appreciate you as well, Gabby. We have a guest on today.
We do. I'm super excited about today's guest. She's from the Chicagoland area, so not that far from me. She is a salon owner and speaker and a beauty business game changer. Let's please welcome Jennifer Jade Alvarez to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Hello. What's up? Welcome back, man. So Jen, by the way, is Jen okay? We'll have to go with the whole Jennifer Jade Alvarez because that'll be very mouthy.
As long as people know. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Friends call me Jen.
Okay. Friend? We're friends now? This is our second time. We got to be friends now. Come on, Jen.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Jen, welcome back, man. So we were just chatting about it. What was it, like COVID times when we were together?
Yes. I think that I met so many amazing people online during COVID. And that's when I got recognized to your podcast, and we just haven't connected since. So it's really great to be back.
Did you do what was that radio channel thing that was going on during COVID that everyone kind of logged into, and it was just like live? It was almost like group talk.
Clubhouse.
Did we meet there?
Whatever happened to Clubhouse?
Yeah, nothing. I don't know what happened. But man, I spent a lot of time on Clubhouse there. It was kind of fun getting in there and chatting. The good old days of social media.
Forgot about that.
So did I for a sec. I thought maybe that's where we had met there. So what you been up to? What you been up to the last couple of years?
Oh my gosh, it's been quite a learning journey, as always business is. And so I expanded in 2019, and then shortly afterwards is when the salon shut down. But that's when, I think that it's so important that when life gives you lemon, make some lemonade. And I definitely took that opportunity to learn new things. And I started really getting into marketing and understanding more about technology. And the past 2 years really is when I started to lean more into how do I implement this into my own business? So I've been, boots on the ground, learning how to implement new technology and new things into my business. And it has just transformed the direction that we're moving. So I'm excited to be here and share that with you.
That's amazing. First off, like what is your current business now? Like what are you actually doing? Are you still behind the chair? Are you still a salon owner? Are you a business coach? What's going on, and how have you used like tech to help that?
Yeah, so still on the salon. We expanded in 2019, hired people, trained them. Then I realized in 2023 I can't do this. I cannot. I was just so burnt out with doing hair, trying to grow the business. And it just felt like everything was mediocre. And I was not serving my team. I was not serving my clients. And the momentum was not fast enough because I was so divided with my focus. So I retired behind the chair August 2023. And that's when I started to learn more about I don't have to wear all the hats. So I started to hire virtual assistants, hire a manager, and start to step away from my business and really look at that business in a non-emotional way where can I actually successfully run a financially successful business from afar where I'm not involved in the day-to-day decisions and set this thing up for eventually to sell it. And that's the direction that I've been taking it and really pushing the envelope of how can I how can I remove myself fully from the business where I don't have to do all the things and make all the decide all the things for the business. So it's been really interesting. I've been a lot of mistakes but that's how we learn.
That's the only way to kind of learn. Do you have partners inside the salon? Like business partners, or are you the sole owner and then you're trusting your staff?
Trusting the staff. And that was definitely difficult at first as someone who's more type A and wanting to control everything. But the moment that I realized I don't have to be that one person who makes all the decisions, I don't have to know everything. And trusting my team to know how to execute the plan and the vision, that was really key for me because I was able then to buy back my time so I could focus on other things. I could do more things that I enjoy, like speaking on stage, doing my podcast, teaching and coaching other business owners as well to retire behind the chair and grow a business without them being involved with everything.
All right, there's a big step here that I'm missing, Jen. Like how did you get to the point to where you could trust your staff, or like, I mean, did you have to train them up? Are there systems in place? Like what's going on like in the actual hair salon where you felt confident that you could turn off that type A and step away? And I'm sure it wasn't that quite that easy, but like there's a huge step there.
Well, there was a lot of time that was involved with one-on-one training and building that culture and building that trust. And I also said when I opened up the salon in 2016 and started to grow it, before I moved into something bigger that I knew that I could now have more employees, I told myself, I am not going to be handcuffed to this business. I love to travel. I like to spend time with my family. And I have seen so many business owners, not just salon owners, but business owners in general, be so consumed with their life of like, my life is my business. And I could see the unhappiness and the unfulfillment and the burnout and the overwhelm that it created. And I just told myself, I'm not going to let that happen. And so you have to know there's that saying, Corey, of 80% done by someone else is 100% better than you doing it yourself. So I just took that motto and said, you know what? Maybe it's not 100% exactly the way I would have done it. And I have to be okay with that. And the more that I started to delegate and learn how to delegate appropriately, the better that the systems are running. And they're doing it way better than me, actually. So it's almost better that I'm not involved because I seem to stir up the pot too much because I like a lot of change. I like to get involved, and I really don't need to be.
That's pretty awesome. Gab?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing because I feel like I'm that way myself too, where like you get so involved that you almost lose sight of kind of the bigger picture and like what you're doing, wanting to fix all the things, being very type A. Or there's certain like things you did, practices, stuff things that you did yourself to just sort of put yourself in that mentality? Because I think it's very hard to maintain that if you're like, I'm going to just let them do, like learning how to step back, things that you practiced or did to help make it easier for you to do that.
Well, I think in all things, when it comes to delegation, and let me know if I'm being derailed on the wrong path of answering this, but I really wanted to be clear of what does completion look like? What does a correct system look like? How do we communicate together? What does a step-by-step look like? And the more clear that I was on, here's the philosophy, or or here's the principle of it, of like, why do we have dress code, or why do we show up 15 minutes early, and always going back to the culture base of it. Well, this is why we have a system in place. And I was coaching someone yesterday, and they said to me, I'm so afraid that I'm going to make a mistake. I'm like, you are going to make a mistake, and you won't have this like Bible version of every single system, because systems are created over time as things come up and we say, gosh, I guess we need a system for our dress code because some people don't get it. And to teach people, then what does a system look like? Like, how do we create the document? Where does it live? How do we refer to it? How do we communicate about it? How do we hold people accountable to that? That was really the beginning stages of creating the systems within the company to help me step away from the day-to-day business.
Do you have a huge like systems like notebook at the salon there?
We don't, just because I'm a digital person,
Yeah.
and we have lean into our technology to help us communicate with our team, which has been such a game changer and I'm a note taker too. And this just seemed like more of an effective system to have things lived in documents within our communication channels, so that we could easily say, what is that system about inventory management? And then the documents would pop up, so we would understand, how do we do it? Who's this baton being passed to? And trust me, this only evolved because of all the mistakes I was making. Like, guess what? I'm going to be gone for a week. Somebody has to order everything in the business. Not everything was up on a system of subscription to reorder. So we had to have some type of system in place. Otherwise, we're out of toilet paper, we're out of soap, we're out of color. And so we had to document everything.
That's pretty awesome. How has, as with these things that happen, how has the staff been receptive to like you not being there to, or that bit?
They have always been a good sport. I'm the type of person that makes changes maybe too frequently. I'm the type of person of, I get in there, I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off. We're going to figure it out. I'm building the plane as I fly it. And the staff doesn't always like that, but they're here for it, because I think at the end of the day, they know my intentions is clear of, I got your back. I'm here to help you be as financially successful as possible. I always have good intentions for them to win. And I'm always thinking about what's good for business, what's good for the client, what's good for the team when I'm making these decisions. So it takes a few times to go through of like, this is how the process works. Here's how the system works. This is how we communicate. But that's just so important. And it's a part of business of, we have to rinse and repeat. You have to get people to conform to the way that you want to do things and what your vision is, so you can streamline things. So it is a process, but they're here for it. And I think that's why they've been with me for, a long time. And I'm really proud about that, I describe my team as resilient. So
That's a terrible way to describe your team there.
No, I think that's great.
Resilient. I keep beating on them, but they keep showing up every day.
hey, this business is pretty cutthroat, and, not every day is going to be super satisfying working with clients, and some clients can be very difficult. And so you have to develop that thick skin, and together as a team, I think it's important that they are resilient, that like, hey, we can do anything and go through anything when we're doing it together. So I think it's a good thing to call them
No, I'm just
resilient.
playing. I'm just
Yeah.
playing.
No, sounds good.
I'm just playing. Gab?
Yeah, this is just a question that came up because I'm curious and I was just sort of thinking about it. Is your staff, is it like commission, or do you do rental, or how does what is sort of like the salon or how does, like,
Yeah. So there's actually two companies that I run. So I run the salon, and that is a commission-based W-2 model. And it's always been that way, will probably always be that way as well, because the commission model is the opportunity for everyone to profit more. And the second company I have is a bridal company. It's on location, and that's independent artists. So anyone who goes on location doing wedding hair and makeup, they're all independent contractors. So two different models, and they work out great.
perfect. Yeah, because I was gonna say, is there a reason like why you leaned into like a particular model or the commission like base versus like a rental?
Yeah, And this is, I don't know about you, Corey and Gabby, but this has been a hot topic because I think that when someone is either looking for a career somewhere or starting a business, the question is, how should I pay my people? Should it be 1099 or should it be W-2? Should I do a hybrid? And there's no wrong or right answer. It's just a model. And I think that the biggest thing that you have to look at is what is your vision for the growth of the business? And if you're looking for a system and a standard of training and what that delivery system looks like, then you need to have employees with that. Because when you have 1099 contractors, you have a lot of limitations from a legal standpoint. And so that's why for my bridal, I knew that I just want people who are really good, who are accountable to show up. And I don't necessarily have to train them. You can use whatever products you want as long as it's professional. It's more hands off. Not to say that it's easy because we've been doing weddings since 2013 and we have made a lot of mistakes. But that was the choice that I decided with bridal that I thought, you know what, that's what I'm looking for. But on a daily basis to say, this is refined beauty. This is what you can expect from when you visit here. This is the level of expectation that the team has and the training that is in place as well, and how we have built a culture together. It's very difficult to do something like that from a different model legally.
That makes total sense. All right, you're running two business, actually a few businesses. Like, how do you how do you have time, and how are you? Yes, we all have the same 40 to 80 hours a week, but like, how do you have? That's it, man. What are you streamlining? How are you doing? How are you doing it all?
Well, I'm not. I'm not doing it all. I have other people who are doing certain things for me, and it has taken time to get to where I am today, but I'm very thankful for that. Where if I don't show up, there's been a few months where I've only been into the salon 4 times, and I like to have my business that way because I want to stress the company out so I could see where are the problems, where are the blind spots, where do we need better systems or people in place? Because the saying is that you build the people and the people will build the business. And so it was important to me, if I really wanted to buy back my time, if I really wanted to create something bigger so I could also do other things I enjoy, such as the podcast and teaching and the other things that a multi-passionate entrepreneur wants to do, you have to have a system in place. You have to have people to help you out. So it was not just today I'm stepping away from the business. It has taken time to develop that. And I would say like the first area of the business that I looked at was what is eating up a lot of my time that's important that I could have somebody else do that I don't need to do. And that was doing the guest experience, the guest services, which is why I retired behind the chair because I have a team. I have a
Yeah.
team of people who can do that. So just kind of looking at all the things that are involved in the ecosystem that makes up your business to say, is somebody else capable of doing this or am I the only person that can do this? And that's how you start to really think about how can you delegate these things out or create some automations in place.
I'm curious about the automations. What automations are you using, and in how are you using them?
So we use a ton of different automations. And so for any of the listeners that are like, what does that even mean? It basically is think about something that is done on replication. So this could be onboarding. If you're onboarding a new employee to your business, what are the things that you have to do? So making a checklist and saying, okay, as soon as this document is signed, now they've got to sign this document. And so if you have an automation in place where maybe it's a workflow could be, I'm going to send you this email. This is going to take you and prompt you to the next steps. We've got these different forms you've got to fill out. Here's training videos that we need to make sure that you are watching and we can create a system with it. Those things are a replicatable, duplicatable process. And all of those should be documented and put in the automation so that you're not going through every single thing every single time over and over because it's like, why? This just sounds so redundant and it takes up too much of your time. So something like that. or onboarding a new client. Maybe it's about sending them emails of how to prepare for your visit and automation such as confirming your appointment. Salon softwares are so much more robust and intuitive that your salon software should be working for you as if it's an employee. And we have to lean into our technology to help us create these systems automations so that we can systematize the way that you want your business to operate.
What software are you using?
So I'm currently using Zenoti, and Corey, Gabby, I have gone through 9 softwares in my career
That's
because
crazy.
I am crazy about it though, but here's the thing. I needed something that was working for me of all of the needs that was checking off the boxes of I need confirmations, I need deposits, I need memberships, I need packages, I need to have secure roles and positions of every person involved in the company. I might have tiered levels of commission scales. I have different pricings per employee. I needed something that would work for me. And every software that I was choosing, I felt like I was trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, always hitting my head against the wall. Why are we having these problems? And it was because I had the wrong software in my company. And so I've been with Zenoti. It's extremely robust, but it does the job and it helps us save time and make more money.
How do you spell that?
Zenoti, Z.
That's and is they do all your bookings and everything? I've never heard of Zenoti.
Yeah, so it's a AI powered CRM, and there is so many layers to this particular platform. So the founder of Zenoti, Sudhir, is actually he has got a background in Microsoft. So he is just a brilliant man, super kind, and he understands what businesses need at such a high level that it's just brilliant. And the functionality is pretty robust again. But if you are wondering why your software is not working for you, you're probably using the wrong software.
And does Zenoti that's Salon? It's a Salon software, or is it a business software that you've created a salon business out of?
No, it is geared towards salon and med spas, and they really market themselves for multi-location businesses. And when I was researching all the different salon softwares, because oh my gosh, I have no idea how many are out there on the market, but um, yeah, a lot to choose from. It's a good thing we have choices, right?
Yeah.
But I really wanted something that I could say, I can grow into this because there was several different softwares along the way that I just outgrew very fast. And I don't know if you've ever changed softwares before, but it is so scary. It's frustrating.
It's like
It
changing
is,
color lines.
oh my gosh. I mean, uh, in full transparency, the amount of tears and frustration that I went through changing 9 different times because I was like, this isn't it. This is not working for me. And, it definitely took time to learn a new software. But I think that you go through life challenges because it was meant for you, not
Mhm.
to harm you. And I truly believe that because the amount of information that I know and understand now about technology, I would have never discovered that if I didn't go through all of these hurdles and challenges throughout my career.
Yeah, honestly, my concern, and I'm in a salon suite, so it's more about a booking software, but it's always about like what's not so much me, but what's my guest? Like how user friendly is it for my guest? Because sometimes it's really great for the operator, sometimes it's really good for the guest, but like what's that middle ground? But it has to make sense. It has to be so user friendly. If you're a friend of mine, Jennifer, I say this all the time. Like, we live in an Amazon world. It has to be frictionless. The only reason Amazon is successful is because as a user, it's frictionless. It has to be frictionless. So my concern about moving like booking apps is that how many times can you do that before your clients or your guests are like, VTF, I got to learn another one, you know? But also, it's like, there's also that thing that's like, even if the user interface isn't awesome, are you going to learn it? Are you forever going to be, right? Because you got to give your guest like the space to kind of learn it as well. But when do you pull the plug and go like, yeah, this ain't working? You get what I'm saying?
100%. And I think that you described that perfectly of it should be frictionless. and you are also thinking about what is going to be very good for the guest and what is going to be really good for your business. And it's really important to find the usability, likability of both sides of it, which makes the software option that you're looking for more complex because there's so much data that a salon software should hold that is it holds its weight in gold for a business owner to make better data driven decisions. But yet you have to have this like user friendly, super simple, beautiful facing software so it's easy for people to book online. Because what does the data say now? It's for 40% at least are booking online and they prefer that.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone to I guess 2018 or 2019 is when I went to like strictly online booking, and it's amazing to me. And I say this every time I talk about it, but it's amazing to me how much what word am I looking for? How many appointments are booked after hours? Like I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have like 25 emails saying someone booked overnight, and I'm like, I know for a fact that that's when people book. Is it's going to be after hours, it's not during the day. I mean, if they don't book it while they're actually in the salon with you, like so many of those come in after hours. And I get it. I mean, how many times have I been laying in bed and like, I got to remember to do XYZ, and if you do it, you just do it. If not, you forget about it for a week before you actually do it again.
Well, and I think that's great. And it's so needed in your business to think about what can make our business work 24/7 for us, because you should be waking up in the morning and being able to see how many new inquiries that you have had, or how many new bookings, how many confirmations have you had, all while you're sleeping peacefully. That's the goal. That should be the dream, that it's still functioning like a well-oiled machine, even if you're not looking at it.
Yeah, well, my relationship with software is I shouldn't know about it. Like it should just work. What I'm saying is like it should just work, right? Like it shouldn't be like after like the initial like, learning it, but then you shouldn't have to think about it anymore. It's kind of my sense. Like it should work so
Yeah, it should be
intuitively that it's
intuitive.
just a part. Yeah. What'd you say, Gabby, what'd you say?
It should be intuitive.
Completely, and it
Yeah.
should just like it should just live. I should just like be slapping fives with my software. I shouldn't have to be like it shouldn't be another employee that I'm managing.
Yes, absolutely. And technology is advancing so quickly. I mean, we think back to even 2 years ago, were we talking about Chat GPT? Were we actually using AI? And the speed that things are advancing so rapidly, all of these softwares are now needing to pivot and to jump board of, we need to adopt this new feature because this is what businesses need. Because if we're talking not if we're talking frictionless, we're also talking speed. And so all of these new advancements that are surfacing, these salon softwares need to have them in order for us to continue operating our business the way that the customer behavior and demand is requiring.
How are you using AI in your businesses aside from Zenoti?
Well, I mean, Zenoti actually just picked up a couple of new AI features that are very advanced, and I'm really excited about it. For example, it has had a smart bot. It says smart, but what it really is automations in place, automations of conversation. For example, if we were to miss a phone call or off hours, then as soon as we miss that call, the bot is triggered and the bot starts a conversation to say, sorry, we missed your call. Are you interested in booking an appointment? Do you have questions about our services? It's now becoming more intuitive. They call it a large language model, LLM, which then is going to be more robust, where it feels like you're having a person to person conversation. Which, Corey, the people who are booking at 1 a.m., looking at your website, they're inquiring your business. Now they're able to have an intuitive conversation with them. Now we also have a virtual assistant, I'm sorry, an AI receptionist. So intelligence receptionist that's answering the phones. And I'm sure if you've ever called any customer service now, they're like, hi, this is Hope. And you're talking intelligently with the bot. And what's amazing about this is that they're able to do upsells for you. They're able to book appointments. They're able to take credit cards. They're able to make deposits. And it's such a cool way that now we can start saving money. So we don't necessarily have to have a front desk. We don't always have to pay 24/7 for a virtual assistant company, which can be very costly. And now, if we can lean in and have an AI, voice AI in place, we can make things speed up, and we're able to have multiple bots in place that can act as customer service facing representatives of your brand voice, which is just incredible that we're able to adapt this now into our company. And that's just like a small amount that we are using AI for. We're also doing that as well when we're running Facebook ads. So if someone at 1 a.m. is like, yeah, I want some highlights. How much is it? How long is it going to take? When can I book? Where are you located? What's your parking like? They have all these questions. And yes, you could go to the website and you could read all of the information, or the voice AI or the LLM text message bot can also have that conversation in place.
That's awesome. And then do you input all that stuff, or how does that work? I mean, from again, it's one thing to say what the user experience is, but like as far as like setting it up, like how do you set it, like parking and stuff?
Yeah.
How hard is that? How difficult was that? How easy is that? All the things.
So what's interesting about AI is that the AI only understands what you tell it to do, or that it's being prompt. It always needs a prompt. So most people are now becoming more comfortable and familiar with using ChatGPT. Well, ChatGPT is only going to be able to deliver whatever you're requesting of it. And the more specific that you can be with it, the better answers you're going to receive. And over time, the bot develops memory of the conversations that you're having. It's not always correct answers that it gives you, but it remembers these conversations of your website, your services, the specifics of your company. So, for example, the AI that's built into Zenoti, it has all of our data, understands the timing, it understands all the information that's already stored in the Salon software, the CRM, to be able to deliver a strong message that is in alignment with your brand and the information that customers might be receiving. Now, the bots can also get really derailed. So if you were to talk about something completely off, such as like if a client was like talking about a grocery store, something had nothing to do with your business, it is designed to redirect it back to, let's get you set up for an appointment.
Wow, that's awesome.
So there's also like flags that whoever the developer is, that it can basically state like, okay, make sure to always bring back the conversation to, the goal is book an appointment, share information about pricing, timing, availability, any services that we have. It can also scan all the website language as well. So if someone had a question about what's involved with this facial sugaring, what type of products do you use? It would understand based on the information that it's given. And only over time does the bot start getting smarter and smarter and smarter, and stores all of this information that you've been training it to do, and also the conversations that it's having with your customers.
That's pretty cool. But does it? I'm so sorry, Gab. I have so many questions about
You're
this.
good. You're good.
Does it read it? Does it just read it and then like read it as an ad, or like when the bot's talking, does it give it a little bit of personality?
Yeah, so you can design your bots to have a certain type of voice, a certain type of tone and personality. So normally in the customer service industry, we'll say professional, friendly, warm. So there is description words that you can train your bot so that it delivers in that demeanor. Or if you want it to have some attitude as well, you certainly could train your bot to do that. However, in a customer service industry, you probably shouldn't. But that's the cool thing about these bots. And there's so many amazing companies out there that they set this up for you. So as I'm sharing this information, I'm not developing my own bot. There's companies out there that can do all of this for you.
That's awesome, Gab.
Yeah, I was going to say one of the questions I had Do you know if you can then, like, if certain clients are inquiring about a certain thing, like you were mentioning, like a facial service or a scrub or something, and you're seeing a lot of clients are asking about that, are you able to tell on your end what's being requested or asked the most? Because then you could like go to your salon social media and be like, hey, let's do a discount on this service because so many people are asking about it. Are you kind of able to, like, on that end, see what the most popular like FAQs are to be able to then like use that to promote your business more?
Yeah. So I definitely would say that in all things in your business, you do want to monitor the consumer behavior. If a lot of people are questioning about a certain service, either we don't have enough information on our website, or maybe we're not promoting it on our social media the way that consumers are asking, then that's an indication we have to change up the dialogue or descriptions for it. And I do believe that you should always be testing out different offers. So if there's something that you are looking to really increase either your revenue or popularity of a certain service, then that's definitely something that you could create offers with, either through Facebook ads or through your social media. And you really want to leverage the AI to just deliver information and start to create that communication and relationship with the guest. This doesn't mean that you're completely hands off. This just means that it's speed to lead. 1 a.m. I have questions about your facials. I have questions about hair. AI's triggered. Hey, so you're interested in our services. Are you looking for something different with your highlights? You can have the bot immediately connect with the customer as you're sleeping,
Mhm.
but you can also have some systems in place. This is what I have. I have a virtual assistant that logs in every day, and they take a look at how many leads that we have and who is ready for us to communicate with. So we want to be able to take the AI conversation and take over. So there's that human connection. So we can really further and deepen that know, like, and trust to book appointments with new customers or to upsell clients, existing clients with their appointments. So it's not completely hands off. AI just needs to be used as a tool for speed to lead and delivering information.
Yeah, I mean, even like when you use chat, certainly if you use chat in like a professional manner, it gets you about 95% there or 90% there. You still have to go in, and that's just it. Now, like, it's kind of like it's wrangled in the questions and whatever, but then you have to have somebody kind of go in there and like, again, person to person,
Yeah.
whatever. So yeah, I mean, get you 90, 95%. Jen, listen, I'm a stay hard at like Chat GPT. Like there's so many other ones, but I've never really felt the need that I had to try out the other ones. And not that I'm anti anything. I don't care. Like I don't have any like brand loyalty other than like it's just been easy to use. Have you used the other ones? Have you felt need or that chat's missing something?
You know,
Do you
there
use chat? I guess that's a better question.
there is so many different platforms out there when it comes to using AI. I think that ChatGPT currently is really great of helping you create SOPs, some systems operations processes. It can also help you with creative marketing ideas, whether it's a ad copy or generating different offers. I think that it can be great with helping you with math problems. So if you're trying to figure out if I wanted my employee to make sure that they made $100,000 this year, what could be a good growth path strategy in place if this is what they're currently making? Giving math problems to ChatGPT to help you create a game plan. That's how I would use it. Now, there's other platforms that use different creatives that you could, create a photo shoot with your picture. And there's different platforms that can record your meetings for you and develop a checklist and a task list as well, just by recording and listening to your conversations. So there's a lot of different AI platforms out there. I'd say the most important thing that you can do is just play around.
Mm.
Play around, have fun with it. And think about, like, what could I speed up time or save time by having AI help me with this? I'm always thinking about how can I lean into my technology of, for example, when somebody fills out a form of like an inquiry, I want not only this data documented, but I also want this information to get pushed out to my virtual assistant. I want it to be pushed out to my manager. They have an SOP that they communicate together on Slack together. In addition, we now have it triggered so bots are connecting with the customer. We have triggered where we are sending out emails to customers to really stay on top of mind. And so there's just it's so robust. It's just, you have to have fun with it because you have to know that this is all designed for us to make things easier, faster, more systematized.
I would even say, or I would challenge that if you haven't used AI a bunch, is just to go in there and play without any like use for it. You know what I mean? Don't just get in there and start playing with it, just to understand how it operates and how it works, as opposed to saying like, "Well, I heard Jen said that I need to use AI to better my business." But even in that, if you don't understand really how it works, that can be overwhelming as well. So just if you just jump in there and just start goofing around and playing around. Have it write you a dumb story or have it write whatever. It's so daggone good right now. Jennifer, do you have a pen?
Do I have a pen?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got one for you, man. Have you used promptcowboy?
No, but tell me about it.
Well, as we know, AI only works as well as the prompt. And what Prompt Cowboy does, I love saying that too, by the way, Prompt Cowboy. What Prompt Cowboy, it makes me think of Matty Conrad every time I say it because he's such the cowboy now. He's the industry cowboy now. But what Prompt Cowboy does is you put in something like a simple prompt and it breaks out like this super specific understanding prompt for you. It does the prompt hard work for you, and it's absolutely game changing if you want like really 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 good prompts. And then what it'll do is it'll like you do your silly prompt, your simple. I think they call it a lazy prompt. You put your lazy prompt in, and then it gives you like this great prompt, and then under it, it'll there's like a questionnaire that for even a cleaner prompt. And if you go in there and you fill, and by the way, it's like multiple choice, so it's very easy to do. You fill out those multiple choice ones, and then it rewrites the prompt, and it's just unbelievably great. And it does all the like stuff you act like or do this like or your job is. It takes care of all of that for you, so you don't even have to do it. It's please play with it, and then you cut and paste that and put it in any of your LLMs, large language models, any of your LLMs, whether it's Chat or Gemini or whatever it is, and it's pretty doggone cool. Highly highly recommend, at least again, playing with it.
I think it's so great that, earlier you said, how do you have time to do all of these things? And I wouldn't unless I had the systems in place, unless I had, ChatGPT to help me. Even with working with virtual assistants and executive assistants, how are they going to understand what I need to be done? Of how do I want my emails to be responded to? And how do I want my calendar to be organized? How do I want the content creation of my social media to look for my business? And you can lean into ChatGPT to create the system of this is how you want it done. Here's a step-by-step process and checklist. And it doesn't mean that you're completely hands off, but it saves you a ton of time on something that is just replicatable, duplicatable. My business coach always calls it the camcorder method. So you're creating either like a Loom video of how you want something done, but you don't have to think of everything on your own. You just need to come up with the idea of like, hey, I would really like to save more time when it comes to, let's say, social media content creation. Create me a content calendar and make sure that each post has XYZ in it. And it's just so genius to be able to say, I can lean into my AI and my virtual assistant and my executive assistant to help me save time. And it's not that I don't want to do it, but I would rather be hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, bad. That's for sure. Gabby?
Yeah, no, I agree in that regard. I think it's nice to see how with technology improving, how much time people can save to be able to do other things and be able to just be more efficient. Because I think that's like the goal, right? And everything you do is how can I do this more efficiently? So I love to hear that.
You know something, Gabby? It's interesting that you bring that up because, listen, I'm old enough to remember like before computers, and I'm old enough to remember before internet, and I'm old enough, and that's always been the pitch. If you have a computer, you'll have more time. If you have the internet, you're going to have more time. I haven't figured that out yet and none of us have, because we're still taking phone calls at 9 or 10 o'clock at night or whatever. However, all of that being said, I definitely feel that with AI. And not only that, but AI, what it's done for me is it's got me moving as opposed to getting caught up in analysis paralysis. Like it gets me moving. It gets me to like, okay, I can do this. I can source this. I can brainwash this. I can brainwash. I can brainstorm this. It brainwashes too. But AI is the first one for me that actually keeps that promise. Now, I'm definitely filling up that same time with other activities and other things to do that it's saving me. But I'm famous for, paralysis analysis. And also, what AI does is it cures all of my high school insecurities, or at least most of them. Meaning, like, suck at writing. Hell, I have a podcast and I suck at talking, so like, but because I suck at writing, now I can just put it in AI and I go, okay, this is the way that it's supposed to sound. Like, I've realized, and I just had this conversation on the podcast with somebody else, but like, I'm way more creative than talented, but what it's doing is it's leveling out that talent thing. Like, I can be as creative as I want. And I got to tell you, and this is no bullshit, I actually think it's been really good for my mental health, because I'll get stuff stuck in my head before and had no outlet for it. And now, there's almost an AI for anything that I want to kind of like, that I kind of want to source out. And it might just be for me. It might not even be for public consumption, but sometimes you get it out and you're like, oh yeah, that's nice. Nobody has to see it, but at least it's gone and I can kind of close that door behind me. Sorry to walk over you, Gabby, but apparently I had like a thing to say.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. I always love, like, I think my favorite part about doing some of these episodes too is just listening, because I feel like I am like not an age and just young, but just like absorbing the wisdom. And so I love like just like sometimes sitting back and
Yeah.
just chilling.
I agree with you of just there's so much that is in your mind as a creative, and to be able to organize your thoughts of, is there something here? Do I need to do something with it? Or can I just like talk in circles to you and you make some sense of what I'm trying to say here, what I'm thinking
That's
of.
amazing.
And
I
so,
also, I use it as, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to step on you.
I was just going to say, like, I think that we can get in this stuck feeling when we have all these ideas, we're not for sure what to do. And everyone wants that clarity of like, am I on the right path? Am I moving in the right direction? We can be so fearful of making mistakes versus let's just try things out. And it's okay if it's messy.
Two things that I've started to do over the last 6 months or so. Actually, one thing I've been doing for a couple of years now, but the one thing I've been doing is like is to have an honest conversation with AI. Right? AI always wants to make, certainly the we'll use chat. Certainly, chat wants to make you happy. And I'm kind of like, I don't want you to make me happy, but I don't want you to be argumentative either. Like that gets annoying as can be. But just start asking questions about like, am I on the right track here? Does this make sense? And show me where the holes are in my logic, because we all have those as well. I mean, it does a pretty good job of kind of like, if you ask for it, and you've got to be brave enough to ask for it. Where are the holes in my logic, or where are the blind spots that I'm not seeing? That's what I've been doing. That changes my entire relationship. But to be fair, I have a relationship with my chat GPT. And then two, and it takes you from basic to like, mid basic or whatever, is to ask chat or ask your language model to ask you questions. So like when I'm writing a bio, like, okay, write me questions so you can write my bio, and then what happens is, as bio as the example, is it just asks you specific questions that you already know the answer to. Like bios are easy when it's just the facts. It's just hard to make sexy. Well, that's chat's job to make it sexy, and then it just asks you the facts. What's your name? How long have you been at work? Anything you're proud of? What have you done? Any awards you've won? It just becomes matter of fact, and then it kind of makes it sexy. But so ask it to ask you questions. I've also learned not to give it a number. Ask me 5 questions. Ask me 10 questions. I'm like, ask me all the questions you need for clarity. Help me help you, or help you help me, or help me. We'll just help each other. And that's been game changing as well. On my AI soapbox here. Gabby, try again.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's giving, like, I'm just thinking about it, like, as you were talking, because you mentioned having a relationship with your AI, and it's like, when did Her come out, that movie? That was 2013. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And it feels like that movie came out in 2013, and now we're like over 10 years later. Yeah, and it's like that feels very relevant now. Yeah. I
Well,
don't
the
know. I
new
have like
voice.
a weird uncanny just like sometimes AI gives me an ick. I don't know why. I think it's like the Super or just the NFL just came out with like for the start of their new season, because I do watch a lot of football. They're like commercial, and you can see some moments where it's very clearly AI, and like they have like an AI baby in it. And I'm like, where's the human creativity? Or just the people, Like I hate when you can kind of tell when it's like blatantly AI, and I'm like, I don't like this. But I do think like like, I mean, the whole conversation we've been talking about is it being innovative and having like that ability to be more time efficient when you have so many things to do. So yeah, I don't know.
It's we have to learn how to use it. And we have to think about if you ever feel like you're stuck or if you have questions, just ask ChatGPT to help you bring that clarity, create information for you. In our business, it's so important that we remove emotion and we always lead with data, and that's something that chat can help you as well. You can import your spreadsheets or documents and reports into AI for it to help you say, here's how you can increase your revenue. Here's how you can decrease your expenses. Here is how you can recruit. So there should be no confusion or this uncertainty of how do I grow my business when we can just lean into technology to help. And I think that is just so important that we lean into it because it's here and it's not going away.
No, 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 not at all. Um, Also, like, again, talking about chat, 'cause that's where I live most of the time, is it'll actually read documents. So you don't have to like cut and paste it off of a document. Like you can put like a Word document, or you can put like any of your business files in there, and it knows how to read it and read it really better than you. In in some instances, and it kind of give you the, again, the whatever, the blind spots in your business as well. I love it. Hey, Jen, how can people find you?
Yeah, so definitely check out my podcast as well, the Beauty Business Game Changer podcast. You can find me on Instagram. I live there at Jennifer Jade Alvarez. Send me a DM. I've got a freebie too that if any of your listeners are interested, and send me a DM on Instagram. Corey, I don't know if you ever put any show notes, but I do have a quiz that you can take that will help to find some technology leaks in your business that you might not know, that if you patch up, it could really help increase your revenue. And I'm all about helping salon owners lean into technology to help them save time and earn more money. So definitely check out that leads to loyalty using automation and AI. Where are the leaks in your business?
I love that. Do me a favor and hit me up in the DMs as far as that link goes, or maybe the AI of this podcast will be able to find it as well. But yeah, get me in my DMs, and then yeah, we'll add it. We'll add it to the show notes. Actually, that's something I've been doing recently as well. I don't know if it's effective or not, but like I'll ask like AI to write my show notes, and then I'll go, okay, now write an Instagram reel for this. Now write like a YouTube, a podcast, whatever. And then I'll ask it, because every social media is different, the way that it hears or way that it speaks. So I ask for different prompts, or I prompt it to give me different captions for wherever it's landing that day. Whatever. I don't know where I was going with that, but that was that. Jen, thank you so much for doing the podcast. Thank you for walking us down all that you've been up to. Gab, you got anything?
Yeah, thank you so much for chatting with us, Jennifer. Since you're local, I have to stop by. I'd love to see your salon and we'll talk.
Yes,
It was great
please.
to meet you.
We're gonna meet at the Go Brewery in Naperville, Illinois.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
been, so I would love to go.
Let's
Gabby
go.
and I are going this Sunday. Jennifer's gonna meet us there.
Perfect. Great.
Let's go. Thanks, guys.
Miss Jennifer Jade Alvarez, Miss Gabby Bach, thank you very, very much for joining us on You